Lord have mercy. I ain't got a lick of sense in the world. I made this video an hour or so ago, and when I got ready to download it to my computer to upload it to YouTube, it said I had insufficient data space in my disk, I mean. So I went in there and deleted a bunch of stuff to make room, and I'd be doggone if I didn't delete all my commentary. So all it showed was story, black space, story, black space, story. So I'm redoing it, and so I can get it right, so I can go ahead and get it uploaded tonight, because it's important. I got 3 stories for you, and they're not similar, except they're all evil. I mean, one's about a MS-13 girl. She was 22. Got off easy, if you ask me, killing these guys. And she got life, and she should have got the death penalty. And then I got one about 440 pounds of crystal meth being manufactured, being made in a trailer park. Oh, Lord, not a trailer park. Yeah, they did it in a trailer park. And then I got the third one, is the most grotesque and the worst of all, because it's happening right under our noses. They don't even try to hide this stuff anymore. It's about a transgender teacher, and he's on a Zoom call with his future kindergarten or first grade students, and he's explaining to them about him being a transgender and how doctors don't always get it right. Just because it looks like a little boy when it's delivered, and they assign him as being a little boy, that doctor might be wrong. Really, that might be a little girl. Lord, it's a crazy story. But I got those for you, and I'll stop in between them and put my 2 cents in there. So let's get started. Y'all ready? Welcome to Chicken Bone News Network. We hear all the breaking news first. That's right. We're a little bit late, a little bit slow tonight. But let's go ahead and get started.
Elements in the MS-13 murder trial on Long Island.
The jury reached a verdict this morning. CBS News' Jennifer McLogan has been following this case and is live in Central Islip with these details. Jennifer.
Mary Chris, good afternoon. A chilling federal trial filled with heart-stopping evidence, photos, gripping testimony, surveillance phone calls, sobs in the courtroom. 4 weeks ago today began jury selection. Now, fewer than 4 hours into deliberations, a unanimous guilty verdict on all counts. La Diablita, or the Little Devil, as she calls herself on social media, 22-year-old Lenise Escobar was standing trial for quadruple murder. The accused MS-13 devoted associate charged with luring victims into a Central Islip park in 2017, where they were killed in a brutal MS-13 machete attack. Prosecutors called 13 witnesses, including several admitted gang members who testified under cooperation agreements, among them Kelly Gomez, a best friend of the defendant, who described how the 2 girls coordinated the killings in order to curry favor within MS-13. Lenise Escobar's boyfriend, whose gang name is Cruel, was a high-ranking member. Why were these victims chosen for slaughter, say prosecutors? Because they posed on social media disrespecting MS-13. A 5th victim testified he escaped that night under a full moon, running for my life, chased by gangsters shouting, "Hack him." In a recorded phone conversation played in court, Lenise Escobar tells her boyfriend in coded language,
4 sujetos ya no están aquí, no sé si van a volver nunca, jamás, ¿me entiendes? Se fueron en el tren anoche, ¿me entiendes? A eso, ¿me entiendes? De la cierta hora, ¿me entiendes? Que vos sabés, uno de ellos no, ¿me entiendes? He knows. So now I'm in trouble.
Relatives and friends came to court to support her.
God is good. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Everybody, God bless you.
Her cousin spoke last week.
She was a young girl who had a difficult life, not having a father, not having a mother, being abused physically, mentally. She was a very smart girl who had a bright future.
The horror of the gruesome crime among high school students, more than a dozen are charged in this case as young as age 15, put a national spotlight on Long Island's MS-13 gang violence, prompting the former president to visit Suffolk County.
Stoic is her reaction. She is she took the verdict as well as a person could, I think. You know, she understands the serious consequences for her.
Linez Escobar faces life in prison. Her defense argued although she was there that night, she did not knowingly and intentionally murder the young men to increase her standing within MS-13. But getting rid of her bloody clothes and incriminating information on her cell phone apparently too much for the jury to overcome. We're live in Central Islip, Long Island. Jennifer McLogan, CBS 2 News. Chris and Mary to you.
Jennifer, thank you.
Yeah, she called herself Little Devil. Yeah, she's a devil, all right. Those people need to be kicked out of the country, put back over there across the border. We shouldn't ever be letting all these illegals come in here. They don't vet them. They just let anybody come over here. And it's getting worse and worse. Yep, she got off lucky, I think, with a life sentence. They should have executed that girl. She should be on death row right now. Well, this next story comes out of a trailer park. That's right. I don't like to do stories about trailer parks, at least they're good stories. And yeah, you can find a good story in a trailer park every now and then. But I will say this, a good outcome did come from this. The children were removed from the home, and she was making meth in there. Not just a little bit of meth, but I think they found 440 pounds of methamphetamine. And it's an interesting story. Check it out. And all three of these stories are recent. I mean, within 10 days at least. Check this one out.
Now to more breaking news. A massive drug bust at a Northeast Harris County home. Deputies on the scene telling us they have never seen this much crystal and liquid meth in a single bust before. The bust happening on Scenic River Drive near John Ralston after a suspect in the home called 911 herself. Our Matt Doherty has quite the tale tonight.
That woman was arrested, and as far as we know, she's here at the jail. The child, the sheriff's office says, is now in the custody of CPS. Sources tell us this investigation started at around 9 o'clock this morning after police received a call from a woman inside this home. They say the woman told police she was in the process of cooking methamphetamine under the influence and her child needed to be picked up. Police arrived, and sources say they found more meth than they could have imagined. These are the pictures of what was recovered. A total of 440 pounds of meth. Almost 200 pounds of it was in liquid form inside these big red containers. The rest was crystallized.
Really? That happened?
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Neighbor Artemio Hernandez was shocked when we told him about the loot.
It's crazy. It's crazy. All of this happening here. Yeah. I can't believe it.
He's lived here for about 20 years and says he's never seen anything like this. Hernandez says the family moved in less than a month ago with 2 young girls that he says appear to be 3 or 4 years old. We know that one of them is now in the custody of Child Protective Services. Her mother has been arrested. Just as surprising as how it went down is the dollar amount this bust is estimated to be worth, $2 million.
Really? I don't know what happened with this family. It's crazy.
In downtown, I'm Matt Doherty, KHOU 11 News.
$2 million worth of crystal meth, 440 pounds, and they cooking it up in a trailer park. Lord, trailer parks get bad reputations, and this don't help none whatsoever. Lord, no it don't. Well, look here. This next story, this is the worst of all 3 of them in my book. This is a transgender teacher who is a new teacher, and the administrator, whatever, is doing a Zoom call with the classroom. I don't know if it's kindergarten or first grade. I saw some places where it was kindergarten, first grade. I already seen second and third grade. It don't matter what grade. A transgender does not need to be in the classroom teaching your children. No, they don't. And when you hear some of the craziness that this guy talks about doctors and how they're not always right, you know, just because it looks like a little boy when you deliver him, you might have misgendered him. That really might be a little girl. Well, anyhow, I'll let him explain it to you. Crazy is all get down. Just plumb dumb crazy. Check this out.
community, but today you're going to get to learn a little bit more about him. So remember, your job during the identity share is to be listening really carefully so that you can learn something new about Mr. Skyer. We're running a little low on time, so I don't think we'll have questions, but you can always ask questions to Mr. Skyer when you have a chance to see him later. So Mr. Skyer, I'm going to start by turning it over to you and having you share with us your I am statements and what you like most about who you are.
Absolutely. So, good morning, everyone. I have 3 I am statements. My first one.
3 I am statements. What in the world? I ain't never heard nothing like this before in my life. I'm gonna give you. I got 5 I am statements for them, but ain't none of them good. Ain't none of them he'd call himself. I got a heap more than 5, but he starts off by saying that he's a son and a brother. No, he might be in his mind, but he is a daughter and a sister. Just because you call yourself, hell, he ought to call himself a fruitcake, a nut, because that's what he is. But this is being brought into the schools. Now, the children that are just now meeting him, and the administrator said, now I want you to be real attentive now and pay attention. Lord have mercy. They're running these youngins. They're running them. Yes, they are. But there's a whole lot more. I just wanted to stop there for a minute. Check this out.
One is I am a son and a brother. My family is really, really important to me, and I actually have some pictures that I'll show you a little later on, so you'll get to meet my family as well. My second one is I am a reader. I love to read. I've loved reading ever since I was a kid. I could not read enough books, and even though sometimes, I log off of Zoom at the end of the day and my eyes are super tired, I'll put some headphones in and listen to some audiobooks because I just love reading that much. And my third one is that I am a teacher. I am super, super proud of the fact that I am a teacher. I didn't know if I would be able to be a teacher at some certain points in my life, so I am super proud that I get to be a teacher and I get to teach you guys. And something cool about me, Miss Hammond? All right. All right, so something that's really cool and unique about who I am is that I am transgender. So,
all right, let's stop it right there again. He's proud that he's transgender. He comes on out and tells them, and these kids are first grade, kindergarten, second grade, whatever, and they're taking all this in. And he's also proud that the third thing, he's glad that he's a teacher. He didn't think he could ever be a teacher. Hell, he shouldn't be a teacher. They shouldn't. When he filled out his application, they should have hit denied right off the rip. No. But no, they embrace it. They love it. They welcome this into the school system. They're indoctrinating the children with this bull crap. And, but we got a lot more to go. Check this out.
We touched a little bit about that at the beginning of this week in the book that Miss Hammond read, but I'm going to give you my explanation about what it means to be transgender as well. So when babies are born, the doctor looks at them and they make a guess about whether the baby is a boy or a girl based on what they look like. And most of the time that guess is 100% correct. There are no issues whatsoever. But sometimes the doctor is wrong. The doctor makes an incorrect guess. When the doctor makes a correct guess, that's when a person is called cisgender. When a doctor's guess is wrong, that's when they are transgender. So I'm a man, but when I was a baby, the doctors told my parents I was a girl. And so my parents gave me a name that girls typically have and bought me clothes that girls typically wear. And until I was 18 years old, everyone thought I was a girl. And this was super, super uncomfortable for me because I knew that wasn't right. The way I like to describe it is like wearing a super itchy sweater.
All right, so they're going to let this person come in your children's classroom and say that doctors guess whether you're a boy or a girl. Sometimes they get it right, most times, but sometimes they don't get it right. Now, if you don't think your children are confused or these children are confused, they will be confused with this idiot in there, with this agenda-toting homosexual, that should be that should have been another red flag right there. Why he shouldn't be hired. You know, he's talking to the students that he ain't even met yet, right off the rip, telling them that doctors guess at the identity of a child when they're born. I mean, come on, people. This is wrong. It's nothing but wrong. And he felt like he was itching, I guess, for 18 years. Well, I don't know. But they hired this guy, and then they let him talk this stuff to the children. Kids need to learn math, English, social studies. They don't need to learn this kind of crap, but this is what they're teaching them. And they're not even hiding it now. They're not even trying to hide their agenda. We got some more. Check it out.
The longer you wear it, the itchier it gets, and the only way to make the itching stop is to have everyone see and know the person that you really are. So when I was 18, I told my family and my friends that I'm really a boy, and it was like this huge weight had been lifted off of my shoulders, and I had the freedom to be who I truly am. And even though this experience is super challenging sometimes, it made me the person I am, and I'm super proud to be transgender.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Mr. Skyer. Let's move into your family. Tell us a bit more about your family and ways your family is similar to or different from other families.
Absolutely. So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully it works. Sometimes it doesn't like to. All right, so here we go. This is my family. This is my whole family. It's not very big. This is from when I was a kid, actually. Now, it wasn't that long ago. I don't know why it's in black and white, but it was fairly recently. So this is me. This is me when I was a kid. And this is my little brother, my dad, my mom, my grandparents, my aunt, my uncle, and my cousins. Now, my family is super close. We're very supportive of each other. We love each other very much. So I'm sure that's something that a lot of you have in common, or hopefully all of you have in common with me and my family as well. But a really unique experience that my family had is when I transitioned. So when I went from living as a girl and everyone knowing me as a girl to being honest and open and letting my family know who I really was, my whole family had to transition along with me. So they had to start calling me a new name. Instead of using she and her to refer to me, they would use he and him. And even though it was a little difficult because, you know, these people had known me for my entire life, for 18 years, and I asked them to make a switch, and they did it. They tried super hard, and they are still super, super supportive of me. And this is us all together fairly recently, within the last year.
Awesome. The last question is, we've been learning about a lot of different Black and brown leaders, and we'd love to know who is a leader who's inspired you and what have you learned from them? Absolutely.
So my leader is Laverne Cox. Laverne Cox is actually transgender as well. When she was born, doctors made the guess that she was a boy, and those doctors were wrong as well. So she is a famous actress. She's on a few shows that your parents might have actually seen. But
this administrator is encouraging him to continue, and just happy that he's being so open with him. Now, he says once again that the doctor was wrong about this hero or person he admires. And why does it have to be a black or a brown person that he admires? Why couldn't she just say, give us the name of somebody you admire? What, could it not be a white person? Huh? Why couldn't it be a white person? He might admire a white person. But no, it's got to be black or brown. And on top of that, the one that he does admire is transgender also. They pushing this agenda. They're confusing the hell out of the children. And it's just a mess. It's just a mess, but we got a little bit more. Check this out.
She uses her platform, the fact that she is famous, to stand up for transgender rights. Right now, in this country, there are a lot of laws that people are trying to make, a lot of rules that people are trying to make to make it so that transgender kids can't play sports, that they can't get the medicine that they need. And this is wrong. So Laverne Cox is an awesome leader because she uses her platform and the fact that a lot of people know who she is to speak out about that and to fight for what's right.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Mr. Skyer. We definitely need to unmute and give Mr. Skyer a big round of applause on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're back on in 0. Thank you so.
All right, that was some of the craziest stuff I've ever heard in my life. And this is being taught in your schools. This is being introduced, in this case, through Zoom to brand new students who are going to be so confused and cross-eyed. And then on top of it, when he gets through being interviewed by the woman, she unmutes the other end where the children are so they can give him a round of applause. Yay! Yay! Lord have mercy. If your youngins ain't already messed up, they're going to be messed up with this kind of crap. But no, this is going on now. And like I said, they're not trying to hide it anymore. You know, he's talking about how that transgender, brown or black transgender person is using her platform or its platform or whatever pronoun it goes by to, you know, bring awareness of kids, and I know the drugs she's talking about, blocking drug, whatever, hell, I can't even think of the name of it. Those drugs to block your hormones or whatever. So if you want to be a little girl, you can start taking those little girl hormones or whatever. And then he wants to talk. He says it talks about the how transgenders not being allowed to participate in sports. You know, and we see what's happening with that. This guy can't win against other men, so he starts taking these hormone drugs or whatever. And now he calls himself a woman, and he gets in the swimming pool, and he just annihilates them in the pool. I mean, they don't have a chance. And see how they're pushing the platform, how they're pushing their agenda? And then they get the kids to stand. I mean, let's give him a round of applause. No, them kids are going to need some therapy is what they're going to need. Parents, you need to get more involved with your children. Start asking questions. When they come home from school, sit down with them. Say, look here, what'd you learn at school today? What'd your teacher teach you today? Get involved and find out what's going on in your school with your children now. Because it's right outside your front door. And they're trying to get your children to bring it inside your front door. It's outside, but they're trying to bring it inside. Lord, it's a mess. Well, look here. I had a little trouble with the video earlier, so I had to remake it again. And I want to put one out today. I ain't really been able to put no long ones out. I went back to work. I told y'all a while back I was going to go back to work. I was going to get back in real estate. And I went back to work, and I'm buying and selling properties now. And that's good because I'm working again. And every man needs to work, whether he's in a wheelchair or not. You know, a man needs to find something he can do and work. And my goal is for me and Stacy to save some money up. I'd like to get a camper or something and move out to the country and get out of this city. Just today on the news I heard where over on Old Savannah Road, which is ghetto, they found a passerby saw a dead black man on the side of the road. I think he's either 72 or 75, somewhere around that age, and he'd been shot in the head and killed. And Then I also reported on a story here today in Augusta where Sunday morning, about 1 o'clock Sunday morning, black guy got shot and killed. And I think our population is 200,000, right around that, a little bit over 200,000 here. Not a great big city, but it's a mean city. There's a lot of bad stuff going on here. It's not as bad, I guess, per capita as Chicago and Philadelphia and Houston and all that. But it's bad. And me and Stacy want to get out of here. We don't want, and we live in the ghetto. Yeah, we do. We live on the south side of Augusta, in the heart of the ghetto. And so I go to get moved out of here as quick as possible. And God's opened up a door for me to be able to go back to work. And I can make good money doing it. I'll be working on commission. So it's all up to me how much I can make. Because that's why I like commission versus hourly wage. Because you can make as much as you want to. The harder you work, the more you put into it, the more you'll get out of it. Look here, I appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Share it with your family, your friends. Y'all hit that like button, and if you ain't subscribed yet, y'all go ahead and subscribe. I sure would appreciate it. And I'll continue, even though I'm working full time now, I'll continue to be bringing content from the Chickabone News Network, because you need to know what's outside your front door and what they're trying to bring inside your front door. All right? All right. Pop, pop, pop.
Remarkable. Remarkable.